Namaste, welcome everyone to Satsang here at Monte Sahaja today. A beautiful hot day. And of course, welcome to those who are joining us via broadcasting today also. Wherever you are, big welcome for you to be in the same energy field, I would say, energy field of Satsang. So one Sangha, and so welcome. You, okay, come. Maybe a little higher, a little bit.
Namaste, beloved Guruji.
Huh?
Namaste.
Namaste, namaste.
Some help with the Spanish translation,
Espanol,
please?
anyone to... Somebody coming. Okay. Yeah, no. Okay, good.
Hay un reconocimiento cuando hago el ejercicio, la invitación.
No, yeah. There is a recognition when I do the exercise, the invitation.
Soy ese espacio vacío.
I am that empty space.
Pero la vibración, la concentración que siento cuando soy consciente de que soy eso,
But the vibration, the concentration that I feel when I'm conscious that I am that,
lo siento muy identificado con el cuerpo todavía.
I feel it very identified with the body still.
Porque la respiración,
Stop one moment, please. We have to clear this up early. We will clear this up early because if I let you go on, then I'm missing the chance to correct something very important now. You understand what I speak?
Yes.
Okay. When you say that you recognize clearly what you are, you see? You understand?
Yes.
When you say this, then that recognition has happened. It is clear.
Yes.
And then you said something different. You say that when when you have to, something like when you think of being that, what was it you say? When you think of being that, then it becomes difficult to do it. Do you remember what she said?
Que cuando lo siento muy bebé todavía.
I feel it like a little baby, still a little baby, like an early stage.
Yeah, but that's an interpretation now.
Okay.
The direct experience, no? Without your mind's interpretation, just as it is seen and felt,
Yes.
which is more powerful than the reflection you see in a mirror. More real than that, isn't it?
Yes.
Those of you who know what I'm speaking about, then I'm going to, from time to time, check in with you for some feedback about this. When the recognition took place, and even as we speak, you are there. You should not take any time to recall when you first met. No, it is so. Would it not be so? Yes. Was there any such thing, like feeling it like it was a baby or something like that? Or, you know, isn't it totally clear of images? So it must be the mind itself is wanting to say, yes, it feels like it is this. And if you purchase this, the mind's interpretation, you're already 2-3 steps away from what the truth is. Maybe we turn a little bit more. Yeah. You follow? No?
Sí, es por eso que quería exponerlo.
Yes, that's why I wanted to expose it.
It being what? Expose what? Your wrong interpretation?
Sí, que hay una confusión, que se siente algo, se siente ese vacío, se siente ese vacío.
Yes, there is some kind of confusion. I feel that emptiness.
Es un estado nuevo, nunca lo había vivido o sentido.
It's a new state. I have never lived or felt it. A new state.
A new state. Does it have anything new about it? Or old about it? Have you all faded? How many people know what I'm speaking about here? And the rest of you are new to this? We are going to talk. I'm not a lecturer. I'm going to check in with you a little bit, you see, from time to time. How many people are new completely to what we're speaking about now? Can I just see, raise a hand for a moment? So, few beings. Okay. How it began, I'm going to start again, okay? How it began, so maybe you sit down together for a second, and then together for a second, and then I will come. This invitation started at this place where I asked people, all those who I could see and those who I cannot see directly through the camera, but they can see me. I asked, if it were possible for you to come to a direct experience, a recognition of your real self. Because I'm sure to come here, you must already be, something within you is already searching for something which you may call truth or yourself or awakening or something. Would I be right about this? Yes. Yeah. So if I'm taking it for granted that the people sitting in front of me are those who are open to the possibility of what is called awakening or self-realization, enlightenment, whatever. It means the same thing, in fact. No. You want to be in the kingdom of God. You want to be in the pure consciousness. Would I be right in saying this? Is there anyone here who has not come for that? I don't know, because if you are not, then I said, I don't want to put you under any pressure. We're not trying to build up numbers here. I'm only in response to the call of people who have a sense that their lives is not, there's much more to your life than the way your person seemed to be living it. And something, either you've read a book or you've had an experience earlier or something, has triggered a deep desire within you to wake up, if it is possible, because many people don't think it is possible. They think people that you hear about, like the Buddha or, you know, Christ or what these Krishnas and so on, is just some spiritual stories, and that awakening is a human myth. And I'm here to demonstrate and to prove through you that it is very, very much at the very heart of life and the most natural thing. It is you in your natural state. And so I don't want to talk about it. I want us that we discover. I mean, if anything, the highest thing must be what you discover, what you experience for yourself, not just what you memorize or have an intellectual conviction about, but that you speak from the authority of your own experience. Would we be in agreement with this?
Yes.
So there was where we began the invitation. My invitation is in response to someone coming and saying, Mooji, please, can you help me? I hear that you can help people to discover their true nature. I said, if the timing is right, if they're open, I don't see any. It is the most natural thing. It is the most natural thing in the whole universe. It is the most present. It's the only real true thing. It's the only true stable thing. Everything else is moving along. All our experiences are moving along. Why do we call something yesterday? Because it's yesterday. Why do you call something past? Because it's past. Why do you call something future? Because you don't know anything about it. It's to come. And why do you call something present? It means right now, I'm right here. And yet, even right now will soon become past in the mind. So this very terminology of present, future, and past denotes time, and that time is somehow the one who consumes all our experiences, everything. It goes back to time, it goes back to what you may call memory. You see? Everybody experienced something called yesterday. Can you bring a sample of yesterday back right now and show? Can you go anywhere at all in yesterday and say, oh, yesterday at 7:30 a.m., I had the most profound experience. Can you show me? No, you can't show. You see? So all these thoughts and feelings, naturally, by the law of nature, they come and go. All our life, something coming and going. Even the body that you were born with is not here right now. It is evolved, it's grown. And as I said before, none of these bodies was as your mother produced it. Okay? It has been growing and growing and changing and changing and changing. So the old bodies are passing also. The whole ideas, the old forms are passing. Your thoughts, emotions, feelings, sentiments, everything is coming and going. And there's nothing to be sad about, actually. It has been so from the beginning of the concept of time. It is like that. And yet human beings spend most of our lives, exerting so much energy, so much drive to pursue and to attain what you cannot keep. Time will take it away. And even you who want to enjoy it, you will also be taken away. What will be left? Is it a sadness? It's a fact. Everything come and go. There must be something which time cannot sweep away. That is your original being, your true nature, the God self. You see. And today, I'm endeavoring to prove it with you. So, again, someone has come and they've asked, I want to please help me to, please guide me. I would like to do it. I think I'm ready. So, okay. And I said before, I'm in my little room. There's a little space. You can come in, but before you come in, I said, we played a game. Like, you leave your shoes outside. This is a courteous thing to do. Leave your shoes outside. Yes, okay, thank you, leave your shoes. And leave your mind outside for a moment. So then people, ooh, how I can leave my mind outside? I said, don't be too serious about this. What I mean is, I don't want to talk about your past, okay? It's just like yesterday, it is also gone. With the exception of memory, your idea of what was yesterday is also just something, it is not here now. Memory does its best to retain something. So I said, just all your ideas about the past and what you did in the past and all your experiences, I don't want to talk about it. So just have the attitude that you're going to leave it. You won't engage with that. You won't talk to me about that, okay? Leave that outside because we don't need it to awaken to the truth. Have I got your attention? Yes. Okay. So, and about the future, about what kind of person you want to be, what kind of world you want to see, how many children you want to have, and all this stuff. We won't talk about this yet. If that is destined for you, it will come, don't worry. We don't need this for awakening, okay? So we won't talk about future, we don't want to talk about past. And about the present, how you talk about present, what exactly is present? Now, now, now. That now which is so fresh, there cannot be a history of now. Not now, later. So there's nothing in that to talk about. You're here now. It's in the now that we are having this conversation. So just don't mention your old stories and about the future and past and all that. We just won't. You think we can do this? Yes. It's possible? Yes. Yeah, thank you. You see? So just leave these aside, leave these aside. And when you've left that aside, you may come into this space of where I am here. So I wait for you, then you come in. Then the door is closed. I don't want your hand up yet. Follow my advice about it, and you will see. After, you can ask questions if you want. You cannot be asking questions now as I'm guiding you to something. So you simply, if you are not able to leave your attention outside, then I'm going to leave you. I only want to work with those who are able to follow this simple guidance. No past, no future, and no what you may call it, no self-image. Can we follow this? Yes. Yeah, nothing about me, and this is what I'm like, and we don't want to hear about it. Okay? Because if you want to find the highest thing, you have to leave the lower things for a minute, isn't it? It's fair enough. So we leave this for a moment, and then you can come in. You come in, you close the door, come in. We're here. Boom. Thank you. You're inside a certain space without your story, without memory, and without speaking about future, and without your feelings about yourself, your self-image, your story, and so on. You leave that out. Then I'm going to tell you also, I'm not going to give you anything new. So the old stuff, you will just leave it, and I'm not going to give you anything new, any new concepts. I just want you to simply remain in what you are seeing right now. You are here. but not you plus your stories and you plus your projections about the future and desires and so on. Leave all of those for now. Okay? Now, without your stories of the past and desires about the future, are you still here or not? Yeah, thank you. Are you suffering? Thank you, it's good. So, I want to get you only to this simple place, and then I'm going to ask you a few questions, that's all. If you're here, no data, no information about you, I don't want. Just you, the presence of you. You're here. Your senses are still working, but you're not following them. They just leave them by themselves. I want you to pay attention just to what is here. Just this, what is here. I don't want you to make any effort. Don't create anything. Don't use your powers of imagination. Nothing to visualize. I'm not going to be visualizing some nice image of being on some island. No, we don't need any of that. Nice, simple, sober seeing. You're here. And don't be waiting. Okay, now what? Now what? No expectations for a moment. So that you allow yourself to come to stop. You're just here. And you're not on the way to somewhere else. We're not going somewhere. We just want to be here. Just to be here. Now simply feel what it is that is here. What is it? You're here. You're here. But not any story, no story about you, no past, no descriptions, no pride, nothing. Just you. And there is this that remains now. What is it like here? Without effort, there's simply the sense of isness. This is. I don't want anyone to go off to sleep now. Because if you go off to sleep, it's simply your mind trying to avoid this. What is this now? That you've not created, you've not imagined. You're simply discovering. And what is beautiful about this is that if it is as it is, without any contribution from yourself, without any effort, you don't have to keep it up, do you? Right? It must be just as it is. This state. Now I can ask you, can it go away? No. As much feedback as I can have. No. Yes, right, thank you. This that is, does it have any opinions about life? No. Does it belong to any particular religion? Where did it come from? Did it come from somewhere? No, it didn't come. Does it have thoughts in it? Over here? No thoughts in it. Can it be sick? No, it can't be sick. Can it be tired? Can it sleep? Wow. And then I said, many of you come from different parts of the world. If you have to return to where you come from, do you have to carry it? No, not to carry it. So for you to be so clear in your responses, you must be very near to it, isn't it? How far away from it is you? How far? No distance. Can it be touched? Can it be kept? And if you go to bed tonight, you wake up in the morning, maybe it goes away? Can't go away. Do you have it? Maybe you might lose it. No, don't lose it. Can it feel disappointed with you? Does it know you? Is there two? It's interesting. And all this, in spite of the fact that you've left all your stories outside, all the past and future and desires and attachments and all your notions you've left outside. And you're speaking here, you're not saying you think, or you're not giving some opinion. You seem to be speaking very clearly. Does it have any qualities? I mean, like, is it blue, or is it rough? Is it what's the size of it? What is the size of it? No size. What is the shape of it then? No shape. So you're talking about something very, very, very clearly, no? That cannot be described. Does it have a form? So I mean, it's formless. So it is not something that you're looking with these physical eyes. No? No. How are you knowing it? From inside. And why? Because this is yourself. Again, why are you speaking with such power, such clarity, such authority? Because it is no distance from you, it's not separate from you. You have told me it cannot die, it cannot be sick, it cannot go away. What could it be? Until now, we have an idea, you know, if I'm 60 years old, maybe I got another 15, 20 years at most, maybe another 30. So something is going to die. Oh, I've got this thing, I've got that thing, I've got cancer, I've got leukemia, I've got this. But this cannot die. And you know it so well. You closer than intimacy. What does it feel like? How do you feel? Who am I speaking to? How do you feel? Confused? No. Are you missing your stuff that you left outside? No. Do you have to concentrate on this? Huh? Not sure? What about over here? You have to concentrate on it? No. At the back over there? A bit weak. What about over here? You have to concentrate on it at all? No. And yet, your old identity, the old way of thinking, the sense of attachments and fears and where are they in this? I want some feedback. They what? They appear and disappear in this, but they don't touch this. Yeah. So now, this is an interesting thing now, because you're speaking about this with such clarity, such authority, the authority of your own seeing. Are you under a spell? Okay, good. Are you afraid of anything? And yet, old mind will come. Right now, oh, you're in a honeymoon moment. You may feel invincible. You're alive. You are without problems, without anxiety, without past. Does it have past? Does it have a story, a history? No. So would would it be also right to say that you have no past and you have no history? Yes. Or is it, Who is with it what I'm speaking now? Who is here? Who follows? Thank you. All our lives, whatever we have experienced, everything that is on this side of the eyes, you can touch, smell, made of the elements. Our eyes, physical eyes, are always looking outward, not inward. These eyes are for looking out. They're not for looking in. They're looking out. Okay? Isn't it? But something has to learn to look within. There seems to be a world outside, firm and consistent, but yet moving, always changeful. And these eyes seem to be fixated upon the world outside. Yet there is something that is able to perceive outside and inside also. Behind the eyes, in the realm of feelings and thoughts, imagination, who's aware of desire and attachments and fears. Identity. And this other seer, that sees everything, outside and inside, and even things which are very, very subtle, so subtle they have no names. It can perceive them energetically. It can see them through feeling, through thought. It can feel everything. It can perceive. This one which can perceive the world outside and inside, can this one be perceived? No. Can it be traced and identified? No. Do you not know that you are perceiving? So if you know that there is something perceiving, then it means that the functioning of perception is also perceived, isn't it? That which is perceiving. Is that changeful? Does that have a work to do? That itself must be the what is. And yet, the sense of the person, which is also a form of consciousness, the sense, oh, I'm here, I like this, I like that, I'm traveling to go to Mexico next week, I'm doing this, I, me, my, mine. This one, which feels very much the position of myself in my life. This one seems to have a history. It has past, it has the desire for future, it has relationships, it has attachments. Is this one who you are? Why not? Stand with your words now. Don't speak abstractly.
When it's not here, I am still here.
He says, it's not me, because when it is not here, referring to the person one, when it is not here, I am still here. As what are you still here? Which means what? Yeah. Are we in the realm of opinions now? The reason why are we speaking about this, I'll tell you why. Because in spite of the profundity of this recognition, the old idea of oneself, meaning the idea you have of who you are, that you have grown up with it, it's been like a work in progress. Though it keeps changing shape and trying out different personality forms, it is always moving like some amoeba. It's always changing shape. Okay? Is this what you are? And yet this one is going to come back into the picture very strongly, especially now. And do you know why? Because if it does not come back into the picture, you are free. Who hears what I'm speaking? Yes. If that one, the old regime of identity, with all its patterns, with all its tendencies, with all its projections, with all its fantasies, all its poison, because I say all beings, human beings, are suffering from person poison. Too much personhood. Taking life too personally. And when you take life too personally, everything becomes heavy. You lose your spontaneity, you lose your dance. Everything becomes... You start to behave like insect. Something in that, no? And we are accustomed to this. And why, for so many years, we have identified with such a lowly state of consciousness. So unpredictable. Can I say unpredictable? Irrational, unreliable, fluctuating, having fun, but not so much. Today, you are in the discovery of that which is unchanging. How does that which is unchanging, how is that experienced in you? Boring. Is it boring? No. Fresh. Actually, no words can do. They're only afterthoughts. They're only a hint, a finger pointing to that which cannot be touched. Yet the momentum of habit and identity is going to feel like Velcro. Oh. Has anybody experienced already or not? Yes. What to do? Huh? The last time I spoke, I think it was, I don't know if it was on Friday or something. Someone, you may still be here, I remember having a conversation with someone, and she was speaking, and this, and very much from the person. Very much, and this thing is happening to me, and then I can't do this, and said, hey, wait a second, let me ask you a question. Did you accept the invitation or not? What invitation? This, to see, in seeing. Yes, I did. What happened to all that you saw? Yes, Mooji, yes. Oh, what are you like when you are this? She says what? She said she felt warmth and space. Warmth means love, and space means infinite. Is not enough for you? Why are you complaining? Oh, what is it? Oh, my mind. Why would that be? Because of the reflex is to go back to your most popular position, what you remember, the old state, and it will keep coming to remind you, you're wasting your time. What have you discovered? Nothing. Where are you going in life? Nowhere. You start to notice your friends driving Lamborghinis. So what are you doing, Charlie? Kind of a bit of this and a bit of that, which is even a lie, actually. Seriously, even without that, something keeps like involuntarily going back to the old identity, the old way of thinking, isn't it? And now you know through your own experience whether what you have discovered is just a psychological trick or if it is real. And now that you discover that which is real, meaning that nothing else you've discovered is as stable as this. Everything is coming and going. Even your moods are coming and going. Everything is coming and going. Personality is coming and going. Age, body, everything coming and going. Now you found something that's not coming and going. You who found what's coming and what's not coming and going, are you coming and going? Voice is a bit weak. What is it? No. Now the question comes, but how can I stay like this? How are you staying like this now? Yeah. And yet, when the mind comes, identity comes, what will happen? Remembering comes, the energy comes of old ways of being. You find you start to act your thoughts. And yet you're able to see that. And to see, when you can see, you're aware, you're observing some phenomenon. I mean, it's nothing real. It is just a play that is, or your emotions are working in the body, or some resistance, or some fear is coming up, and something is acting, and that is seen. Be in the place of the seeing. Mostly we are reacting to the things seen. But to the one who sees, no one pay attention. If the one who is seeing is involved in the things seen, they share their reality. If that is seen, a deeper field of awareness has opened up for you, where you're seeing, but the one seeing cannot be described. It is as though you're perceiving from the vastness. How can I stabilize in this, Mooji? First of all, you're going to have to be very interested in it. this interest I cannot give you. It must already be dormant in you. What about if you had no money at all, and then somebody gave you a check for 10,000 euros? Okay? Are you going to lose this check? It's an authentic check. And you, hey, I just feel to give you this. And it's 10,000 euros. You got no money. You 10,000 euros. And are you likely to be talking to someone, they say, oh, give me your address, and are you going to write on the back of this check and probably forget that it's a check and tear it off and give it to them? Are you going to do that? No. Why? Because you value it. Often I say at this point, you don't realize what you're discovering. Why? Because grace has visited you and given you a gift that thousands and thousands of beings are searching for and cannot find. And your mind would love for you to regard it as something lightweight and trivial and just forget about it. We say, let's get back to reality. Let's come back to reality. Which means, let's go back to the old regime, the old identity. At least you know where you are there. You know that world. So just in the same way that those in the past discovered the self, how simple, how easy, and yet what is the problem is to let go of the old self. How are you going to let go? When all your emotional investments, your dreams are locked up in that place. I told this story before. I'm going to tell you a story, a short one. And it illustrates where we're at right now. I tell the story, some of you have heard, many of you have heard, of a man who used to go out with his donkey, and he would go out by the side of some hill. He used an axe chopping at the hillside to try and find precious stones. He's been doing this for many, many years. And he finds only little tiny bits of things, which once every month he would take to the city, and they would give him a few, like let's say they gave him, 8 or 10 euros for the little bits he finds. And he's doing this for many years. So each day he would go out from his home, he would saddle up his donkey, and they'd walk for a very long time until they get to this place. And he will start working from early before the sun come up. And he will work chipping away at the hillside to try and find some bits of special stones. So one day he's doing this, and it was very hot, so he stops to have his lunch, which is just a piece of hardened bread, and some ghee. Then he have some water mixed with lemon juice. That was his lunch. And there he is sitting down, just about putting the ghee on his bread to eat. And suddenly something fell from the sky. Right into the sand. It fell in front of him. Whoa! He saw it. Looked around. What is this? And it was a celestial gem. It's priceless. Priceless. It falls into the sand. He sees what this is. Strange. So he goes and he starts to move the sand, and it comes out beautiful like this. It's priceless. It's priceless. a celestial gem, has fallen from the heavens right in front of him. What a gift. But he looked at it, looked just like glass. He said, oh, what is this? A strange thing. So he gave it no value. He had some string and he wrapped a string around it and put it around the neck of his donkey. Strange things happen these days, he goes. Then he finishes his meal, he goes back into the sun, chipping away at the rocks. Now, all the while, a stranger was sitting some distance away watching and saw the whole thing and realized that this man is stupid. So he approached the man who was chipping away at the wall and he says, hello, friend. Huh? Hello. He says, can I speak with you? It's a matter of some urgency. Yes, well, I'm busy, you know. What I can do for you? He says, I have to go to the next town. I have a very important appointment and I'm late. And it's hot. Can I buy your donkey from you? Buy my donkey? Yeah, yes, because I'll be quicker, you know. I give you 50 euros for your donkey. 50 euros? For this beast? Yes, I'm in a hurry, friend. Oh, yes. So he gave him 50 euros. And he jumped on the donkey. He goes off. And then the man by himself is there, chip. After this stranger went maybe a few miles away, he got off the donkey, he took off the celestial gem, puts it in his bag, puts it around his neck, turned the donkey around. The donkey goes back to the owner. The stranger goes on his way, very happy. I've found the most precious thing in the whole world. I'll guard it with my whole life. The foolish man sees the donkey coming back. He says, what an amazing day I'm having. First of all, this man comes and he pays me 50 euros for my little 10 euro donkey. And then he sends the donkey back. Thank God, thank you. It is what I don't want to happen to you.
It's happening to me.
It is, who said this? It is happening to me. You come. I want to talk with you. You see. He did nothing for it. He did nothing for celestial gem. It came. He does everything for these little bits of, quartz. So he values that. This little dust he keeps in his bag. The celestial gem has come. His whole life could change. But he didn't see the value of it. So he goes back to collecting dust, chippings. So I want to hear from you.
I've been chipping for a long time. And I still have my donkey. And it's still there. But I can't see it. And the woman that spoke last Sunday, she spoke of this fog that she has. And when she goes into the exercise, that the fog prevents her from seeing the self.
This fog is what? What is this fog? Yes. Because this fog is like, suppose you see fog. Fog is something comes in front, you see fog. You can't see what you can't see. You can't see an object. The fog has erased the object. But is what you have discovered, is it an object? So what is fog? Mind itself is the fog. You see? I mean, this fog is more like alcohol. You drink something and you forget something inside. You're not trying to look for something outside. It's like you forget who you are. Actually, that's not a bad one. If you say you see a fog means that it is hiding something which is behind the fog. You see? If you believe that, you think, oh, I lost something, to wait for the fog to clear. When the fog clears, what will you find? Will you find this? No. My master said to his own master when he first met him, he said to Ramana Maharshi, can you show me God? The master said to him, I cannot show you God because God is not an object. God cannot be seen. God is the one who sees. I cannot show you God because God is not an object. God is the subject. So at that time, Papaji could not, they said, whoa, 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 you're playing with my head. Because you're looking from something, yeah? St. Francis of Assisi say what? What you are looking for is already where you're looking from. Rumi say what? Knocking at a door, it opens. I've been knocking from inside. What clues? And yet, we have to work through these delusions somehow. You say, you're reminded of what the lady said before, a fog comes. A fog is only a phenomenon, it's only an appearance. You see? That which is, I'm asking you now, is it an appearance? If it appears, it will disappear. Carry on, please.
This time with the exercise, can I spend a bit of history? I know you don't want to talk about history.
Only if it's totally relevant.
I think it's totally relevant. I'll make it quick. I really started seriously following you in Rishikesh. I watched every episode with dinner. It was my moment, my time. I felt completely at peace. Everything was amazing. A good friend of mine was encouraging me to come from Canada, to come here for a retreat. And when that happened, my mind was some of the most evil things that I've ever thought that if I came here would happen to me.
Listen to this also.
That I would come here and that my person, who I've spent my entire life trying to be the best person that I can be,
Yes.
would get lost and be possessed by something that I could be stuck in an eternal hell. And as you were doing the exercise, that's what happened to me. My mind, crazy
as we were doing
pressure.
the exercise, the mind comes and says, something I'm going to get possessed, something. Okay? Why? Why? To put you off. What about the rest of you who carried on? You are inclined to feel you're possessed? Or you think that you may just find out later? Yeah? Did you go home later having a shower and stuff? And why this happened? Because this devil-mindedness wants you to not go further.
I'm aware of it.
Because you will lose him, you will drop him. He's pretended a life for you. You have been signing the checks for him. Anyone who sets out on the path for freedom, you're going to have trouble. very important trouble. Yeah. You're going to begin to discover why you haven't discovered it before. You've been comfortable with a life that really isn't the life. It is only a version of the true life. You begin to see that this mind of yours that you have been so protecting is the devil's domain. You're going to find things, that thoughts and wicked, dark thoughts that's come. You say, but I never had these thoughts growing up. Well, actually, you didn't need them. You were a sheep behind the... That was your... You see? So farmers who they are honing sheep, they don't have a gun. They don't need a gun for sheep. Just a stick. Okay? Like that. So you were already playing your part well. But as soon as you really stand a chance to escape from this, then you find the artillery goes up. No, you cannot. Not for this. You will not come so easy. And these energies will start to play very strongly. They were dormant before, and now they start to come. Why? Because you really stand a chance to awaken to your Buddha nature, Christ consciousness, Shiva being, whatever, to wake up from the sleep of ignorance of your true nature. And this is what this resistance, this rebelliousness, this carnal mind's rebelliousness is going to come. Because you still somehow have some sentiment towards it. You maybe think that your mind is valuable, why should you get rid of your mind and this type of thing. But I'd rather say you should transcend it, transcend its influence. You don't have to kill, just transcend. That is killing enough. Meaning that you don't buy into its promises. Where it can promise you something, if that works, it will try this. Where it can threaten you, if that works, it will try that. Whatever it is that is your weak point, it will come through there. Your weak point meaning whose weak point?
My
The person's weak point. Thank you. Because it cannot intimidate the pure self, which if you recognize yourself as the pure self, he will have no power over you. He has to catch you while you're still sleeping in the belief that you are your person. This is why every problem is personal. It has to get you to the position of being a person. A person feels vulnerable, feels, oh, I might die, something's going to go wrong. The person is simply a temporary garment worn by the Absolute for a time. And the garment is made of time and change and identity.
I'm aware of this.
Yes.
And as soon as I booked the ticket to come here, my life has just been amazing thing after amazing thing after amazing thing. And then my person's like, well, hey, maybe we can both be in this. And that's where I'm block stuck.
Yes, yes, yes.
You invite me in,
Yeah.
and I guess my mind's like, I don't know how to come in. I'm not sensitive enough to come in. I'm not worthy to come in.
Its worthiness will depend on your value, the value you give him. You see? This is why I ask you, leave your mind outside. So that you discover, what you discover, you're seeing that that is happening completely without your mind's help. I said also leave your tricks and your maneuverings, your fantasies, your speculation, projections. I don't want your creativity. I just want clear seeing, that's all. So that mind can say, look, I helped you, we did this together. That's why I ask you, leave him outside for now.
Yeah.
We did it together and you just want to take the prize by yourself? it feels very strong when you feel weak.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just a play. It's like this. The more you give, you try to use him as a tool to see, you become more blind. Because you don't trust in your higher self. And you see, in a sense, this recognition that has taken place should be an end. But it's playing also now as a beginning. This is the paradox. You are seeing, you yourself say, yes, it cannot die, it cannot be sick, it cannot be confused, it cannot fade, it cannot be confused. Who is being confused then? Who suddenly can't see? And suddenly it looks like everything becomes heavy. Why? Because again, you go back into the state of the mind. And you know what? You can't help it at the moment. But every moment from here can keep on becoming great. Better. A victory every moment. How are you going to do this? Simply by being here. You say, what have I seen? What is I've seen? It's been seen. I'm just here. As what are you here? As the what is. And what does the what is have to do? Nothing. The mind says, you sure? It says, yeah, nothing. How are your children going to eat? How are you going to pay your bills? The what is has no bills. What does it care about bills? Oh, no, I can't think like that. I need my mind to live in the world.
And yet I can say I don't need my mind to live in the world.
You can say it, but can you live it?
I'm working on it.
You don't have to work on it so much.
I'm working on it.
Because, you know what, as you begin to value, appreciate the what is, natural trust begins to sprout in your heart. Natural love begins to sprout in your heart. Natural openness begins to sprout in your heart. Fearlessness begins to sprout inside your heart.
These things happen.
This thing is life itself.
Mm-hmm.
You have to find out, not work it out.
Keep quiet.
If you can. You have to keep quiet, but not be a keep quieter. Otherwise, your mind will help you. Yes, we're doing good, boss. So you have forfeited the what isness because your mind says like, you're going to sacrifice your life, your mind for this black hole. So you just say, I'll just step aside and let the others go past. The others are here. I want to speak with someone for whom this is real. You come and talk to me. But you stay as you are there one moment. You come and talk. Actually, you can just come right here. Come right here. First thing, is the what is it a trip or a fantasy?
No.
No. Did you lose anything of significance?
No.
You have to listen to that.
Listening. Here.
I wasn't really going to put my hand up. It just kind of shot up.
Yeah.
But I was thinking some words of encouragement for you. This week, a couple of days ago, the mind kind of tried to come with a really big one for the person, which is that this person is blessed enough to have a very beautiful relationship with another being, and that relationship is completely in service to Satsang, to truth, to God. And the mind came a couple of days ago with, there is no relationship, he doesn't exist, you don't exist, you don't have a life.
It's called let me tell you what, that's the Neo-Advaita devil. Nothing exists. You don't exist. You don't have a life. You don't have
But even the mind can come with all of that. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It just...
Yes.
That's how it is. That's just how it is.
Yes.
You can choose to kind of believe in a partial or contracted version of the truth, but it's not the truth, you know, it's...
Yes.
The truth simply is, I mean, as you always say, and there's no denying it. It is...
We are speaking about the fact that what we have lived in the notion of ourselves as a particular person, in a particular context in your life, and with relationships which are very much still evident, that you cannot just walk away from, or people have done that, people have also walked away from, and then found, but it's not really needed. It's just something my mind is telling me that I need to give up all of this and go away and do something, okay? And there are cases where that may be so, but that is not a standard thing. So we are going to, for a while, do things maybe through confusion as your inner strength is growing, as you're developing spiritual muscles of discernment to feel your way in, to feel your swim. You see, these are things that's going to come with life. You cannot, even with the best software program, you cannot learn to swim on the internet, basically. You cannot do it. You have to be in water, and you have to feel how it feels to be in water and find your swim. You cannot do it on the internet. And the same way, you are going to transcend through just the feeling of life, and how your mind comes and say, look, okay, this one, they don't really want you, they're pretending, and so on. You have to be able to stay in the what isness, and somehow be educated from inside. And for a while, you're not going to know the clear difference between yourself and your mind. That is something that becomes much more strong and clear as you become more and more centered in the truth. Because somehow we are living as a cocktail of person and beingness. And this oscillation or this in and outness will play for a while. But internally, you're growing at great speed. More than if you are evolving as a person or as ego. It's very slow. Because the ego is not really interested in maybe a growth, but not freedom. You understand? It will go for growth, but not for freedom. You see, because with growth, it can keep taking a slice of the cake and being in the action. So freedom is something else. Freedom is bringing you back to yourself. So this is where you're going to find the strongest attacks for a while. But these attacks, you are going to use them, in fact, to develop even more acute abilities to discern and to see. Your wisdom will very powerfully expand out of them. Don't be afraid of that. So I'm just rolling out the scroll so we can see it flat. And just say, okay, this is what you're probably going to feel you're up against, because you're also in this dynamic life also. Okay? That's part of the dance. This is also the dynamic life. But now it has to be imbued with the wisdom, the insight, the power, the grace, the love, the intuition that is there in the what is. We are going to experience the sense of being a separate self, while at the same time that sense of individuality sits in your universality. You follow? Mm-hmm. Yes. Otherwise, you're going to be a strange being, always trying to be the absolute. You are that with form and formless. This is why you'll hear these strange kind of admission from people that says, I'm going but not going. Now the regular man will say, what the hell are you talking about? If you're going to go, you go. If you're not going to go, you don't go. But yeah, this is the paradox of the awakened mind. I'm on the move, but I'm still the stillness. The one who understands knows this. That in my dynamic expression, these things are happening, but I'm also behind the scene in the non-happening. And the non-happening is more my permanent self, and this is more my time-bound, momentary, ephemeral self. So somehow it will feel like this more and more.
Can I share something that, I don't know, hopefully maybe would be helpful for somebody else? I haven't spoken to you for 18 months, by the way. The first time we spoke was in Rishikesh last season.
Yes.
And I haven't put my hand up again. And I came for Zima.
Yes.
And in Zima, I feel that I really met the beloved, that it wasn't just a glimpse. There was kind of this realization that I can stay here and that this is my true position. And since it's been like the honeymoon, I've been staying in Sumantra's place in the village. And the first morning after Zima, it came to me very strongly, the story of Adam and Eve. And it became very apparent that that's not some like old story. That's happening like right here and right now. In every moment, there's the choice for us to stay in God's paradise with Him, or to eat from the tree of knowledge, which is, the serpent's voice, and to go out with the mind. And it used to be, that when the mind came, oh no, not the mind. And now I see this serpent was also sent by God, and this serpent is coming to test, as you say, not my worth, because we are worthy, we are all God's children inherently, but worthy in attitude. And so that serpent is being sent to test my worth in attitude, to see whether I will stay with God in the Garden of Eden, in the paradise, or whether I will, have the arrogance to believe that I could know something apart from God, or that I could be a somebody who exists separate from Him. But you know what I mean? Like, and when it just came so clearly, like, it's not just a story. It's right now. It's right now, and that's why when the mind comes, when the serpent voice comes, it's like it's like the invitation to stay with God and to fall in love with Him again and again and again. And it's, yeah. And also, I just looking at you, Krishnabhai, I wanted to say, I love you so much. You are such an inspiration to me. I feel like actually one time when I saw you with Guruji and the way that you were looking at him, and also there's some lyrics to a song that you have that I've heard you sing like many times, and I never quite understood when you said, "I don't even have the strength to worship you," and I kind of thought like, oh, she should take some credit, you know. And now I understand. I know what you mean, that every power is from God. There is no you who exists separate from him. Even the power to, you know, think that you could be apart from him is given by him because he's so generous. And the way that I saw you, the way you are with Guruji, I think in the beginning, you know, I didn't understand. I thought, wow, you know, that's so much devotion, and how can she feel, you know, so much? And thanks to you, thanks to this, now I've realized, I've seen that is the attitude. That is the attitude with the celestial gem, because that's how precious it is. And if to treat it with any less devotion is because you haven't realized the celestial gem that that grace has bestowed upon you. God is just, God is so great.
Thank you. You got your answer there, Sam?
No, just that was great. And I still have my celestial gem. It's still, my donkey's still there. I'm just toting him along, and
it's hard to say this without going to the past, but from the very first moment that I met Guruji, I felt this like, oh, this is it, you know. And shortly after I met him for the first time on YouTube, I dropped everything and went to Rishikesh. That was very miraculous as well, the way that I got there and everything. And I guess you could say that I saw my true self that first time with the question, can the perceiver be perceived? And it can't be, because it's me. And there's been a lot of cathartic responses, and, you know, I've stayed with Satsang, like, although there was a lot of arrogance for a while, and I thought, oh, I've got it, you know, this kind of Neo-Advaita thing, like, oh, I know I'm the self, so, you know, what's the point? I don't really need to keep watching Satsang. And this is the serpent, you know, that I couldn't see. There's so much arrogance. Also, when Guruji sometimes asks, you know, he mentions every now and then about arrogance. And, you know, something would check in, like, okay, is there arrogance here? Let's look. Is there No, I'm not arrogant. That's arrogant speaking, right? And in Zima, it was really seen, this arrogance. And sorry, I'm getting to the point. The point is that, so even though it was like, you know, love at first sight, like what Guruji just said, you know, you can't help it in a way. In a way, it's like I knew that this was the truth, but there was too much kind of pull to go back to the person. Also, the person has a very blessed life, and, you know, even though I knew that this was true and this was undeniable, I couldn't stay there. You know, there was this thing that, oh, I can't stay there, you know? And now I don't know how to describe it, but something has given way. There's more capacity to fully embrace this. Yeah. To stay in the Garden of Eden and not go out with the serpent. And also nature has been showing me serpents. I've been dreaming of serpents. They've been physically manifesting in my life for a while now. So, I mean, that's also grace, you know, kind of trying to give me the heads up of, like, you know, trying to indicate what was being missed, but I wasn't able to see until now.
Thank you.
I have one more request.
Okay, say.
Can I please sing you a short song?
Want to sing a short song? Okay. Yeah, okay.
I'm not really a singer, but this song also came just after Zima. The song came to me. It's in Spanish, so I'll tell you the translation first.
It's in Spanish?
Yeah.
You are Spanish? No.
No, I've been living in South America for the past 4 years.
Okay.
And this is a song that we sing in the Temazcal, which is like Satsang in the earth. And I've been singing this song for a while, and without fully understanding in my heart. And I feel that, I woke up after Zima and this song just came to me and I just was singing and dancing all day.
Okay.
So the song, it goes like this. Great Spirit, great grandmother, great grandfather, as I am, I present myself before you. As I am, I ask for your blessings, and I give thanks for the heart that you have placed in me. When I come, I'll come no more, I'll come no more. In Great Spirit, you'll know for what I've come. I've come to deliver my heart, heart that is the only thing that I have. Gran Espíritu, gran abuela, como soy me presento ante ti, como soy te pido bendiciones, y agradezco el corazón que has puesto en mí. Cuando vengo, no más vengo. Gran Espíritu, sabrás a lo que vengo. Entregar mi corazón. Corazón que es lo único que tengo. Corazón que es lo único que tengo.
Very nice. Thank you. No. Thank you. Thank you.
Mooji, I want to give you a hug, but I'm really sweaty.
Come. Hot, yeah. The fan's not. It's quite hot in here today, no? Thank you.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank
so
you.
Much.
You're good.
I've been here 5 months now and leaving on Wednesday, and I got a little bit afraid that I should not have time to, that I could meet you and say thank you so much. And yeah, I'm so grateful and yeah.
Tell me something about this invitation that was presented to you. You accepted it with all of your heart. And so when you leave on Wednesday, should I be concerned about you?
No. No, it's always here. It's more... I was thinking about it yesterday. If it's me and the silence, and the emptiness, or if it's me as emptiness. And sometimes it's me and the emptiness, but a lot of time it's me as emptiness and silence. And that's what I consider myself to be. But something goes out a little bit sometime, but I see it.
You must use it, and to clarify, because wherever they may remain in you, that propensity or weakness to go back to identity, because something is preserving it to some extent, no? So don't be too light with that. Don't be excusing that. You can see that's where something creates some dichotomy in you, creates that feeling, and just to look at it. Just look at it, because that side has got nothing to offer the whole. Be in the whole. The whole, not the whole, the whole, you know. Be in the wholeness, because then somehow we sometimes feel, oh, I want to preserve something from the mind, or something like that. But what is good in the mind will be also in the self. Don't think that the mind has some goodness and the self is good also, but I like the mind's goodness. It's not like that, you see. So spend the rest of that delusion, you know, expel it, and be fully into you, because you can see from the place of your own self that when I ask you to bear witness to what you have discovered, you are not saying, well, there's still some unfinished business in me. You see, you feel totally well, you feel totally complete, don't you? You don't feel a sense of, I'm mostly complete. Do you feel anything like this?
No.
So this is what I'm saying. There is no incompleteness there. But the mind, in the psychological mind, it will try to somehow to present, you know, certain ideas that you have not resolved, and say that, you know, look, you know, this is where you're missing and you have to do this. And because of pattern and habit, it's likely it will get your interest. And as soon as the interest is ignited, you see, we're trying to pull you into the space of personhood. If you're growing in personhood, then you're going to be in trouble a bit. You see?
And I feel this marination so much, and it's so sweet, actually. Somehow, I mean, I love it. In the same time, the marination, and it's so much hope, like, because so many in the Sangha, mm-hmm. I can kind of sense that they have marinated a little bit longer, and so I know it's real. I mean, I know I can see it in them, that it's some kind of process still, and
I am
I
out
love
in
that.
some way always available, no, to find those who have confirmed themselves inside the seeing, and are now just somehow deepening, confirming more and more, you know, in this. These I would call the disciples to that truth. Mm. I want to work with those more. Mm. Not people who, you know, they keep running back and forth, and you know, gradually you're not growing. You're just somehow flipping to and forth and still feeling that you can go and visit the self. This is a big delusion. And gradually you lose your sense of harmony, and pull back into the noise again. You see, because one time in India, one friend of mine, doctor, what was his name? The young doctor, Dr. Manu. He told me that he was staying at the Vasishta's cave. That is the cave where the great sage Vasishta spent a lot of his time in meditation. We used to go there. And he told me that he knew one man who was awake for something like, I don't know, 12 years or something like that, and then went back into kind of normal state of consciousness of a person. It was such a disgusting thing I heard. I said, what? This is the most despicable thing I've ever heard. It cannot be true. Where is he? Bring him to me. I want to meet him. I want to meet, because this is the most disgusting thing I've ever heard. How it can be? He could not have been awake. I said, he could not have been awake. And I looked into this thing, this thing, and see, is it possible? Is it possible? I think it could only be possible for someone who was in some way a deep and sufficient, to some extent, into the understanding, but has not given up something. He has not given up something. He's held on to something which, in a way, was a bit of the poison from the old regime. He was afraid to separate from some attachment. And it is not innocent, you see? And gradually, somehow, he get caught into that and got brought back into the state of personhood. And I would like to have heard the end of that story to see what, is he still out there in the jungle? Or was it just some sort of relapse temporarily? So I don't have any kind of compassion for that type of state. I will not encourage nor tolerate in anybody who is working more closely with myself to let you off in that kind of way. Because I know the cost of it in somehow, you see. And of course, because we are all consciousness, even when you're in the state of deep personhood, your life has a kind of meaning and value, because what? It is consciousness-based, you see? But there are different levels of consciousness. If your consciousness localized in the mode of a person, it is one kind of expression of consciousness. It's a very contracted, heavy, hard, dense state of consciousness. Whereas the state of presence or conscious presence is much more light and more open, more joyful, more spontaneous and happy, you see? But it is not yet the absolute, you see? And I know sometimes how easy, sometimes I give certain little exercise to show you still how much fickleness is still inside you, you see? How quick, you see where your mind goes very quickly. You can see where it's hiding many things that you don't normally see because you don't want to see. Nobody really wants to see their faults inside, no? Okay? And who is this nobody no one wants to? It is still a mixture of presence and person, living out this role. You want to live for the rest of your life as presence and person? Of course you can. Of course you can. And perhaps you will enter the stream of reincarnation or something like this. I would prefer that you just go completely for this, to this. And the one who is serious about it, I'm not saying, of course there's room for all of life's expressions. I'm not here to tell people to live a monochromatic life. You see? Because I've seen that life, why not? There's a way in which all of the life that is expressed in the dynamic realm can be sanctified by you when you're clear who you are. Not that you're clear who you are and you're still doing tricks. It's not that. You're clear who you are, and because of your clarity, you've cleared up your world. You've purified it. You're seeing the divine in everything. That's what I'm saying. Not taking your measure from the thing itself, but somehow by looking from a pure place, you see the purity in it, because there's purity in it also. It's all like this. I've been for some time looking like that to see who is really here really for this. and to put, sometimes I think I'd separate them a little bit and work with this more, so we're not wasting time, you see. But
and to
if
meet
somehow it
them,
doesn't happen.
yeah, to meet them is such a blessing. I mean, it's such a blessing, yeah. And I love everyone, and I really love to stay here. And I have a small gift,
Okay.
a small one. And I know you say you don't read books so much, but I checked if you have this in the library and you don't.
Mm-hmm.
And why I give this one is because this is how I found you. The Meister Eckhart, that's my
Yes,
path,
yes, I've heard,
and
yes.
yeah, yes.
Let me see. Meister Eckhart from German, with German.
Not me.
No, the Meister. Yes, I've heard of it. This one. I opened this page and I saw a subtitle here: "What we should do when God hides himself and we cannot find him."
And I
Go.
here I think he says, like, go back to where you found God last time. And it's like the same somehow, to go back to the self.
Yes. How long will it take you? How long will it take you? You see, if you imagine that you are walking on a beach, you're meant to go someplace, and you walk on the beach. Actually, you started off in meditation, you're sitting in meditation or contemplation, but then your mind drifted and you find yourself walking on a beach, no? And then you're seeing lots of beautiful stones. You're still picking them up. And then you pick up lots of stones. You've got nothing to carry them in. Keep walking on the beach with lots of stones. So you're not enjoying your walk anymore. Because you're finding more stones and you still got nowhere to carry them. And you go all the way down, miles you're walking, you see. And then suddenly you hear meditation bell, ding. What have I been doing for the last whatever? You see? How long will it take you to get back to the meditation hall? Instantly, isn't it? You walked miles, took you many things. But how long will it take you to be back in the true place? No time, instantly, you see. Because why? You never really left. Just your attention moved and created time.
Thank you so much.
That's
I
good.
love you so much.
I love you too. Where are you going to?
Sweden.
Sweden, okay.
Yeah.
Which part?
Stockholm. It
Stockholm.
Will be. Yeah.
Okay.
You're always in my heart, and all these years, because I've been following you since 2011, and I know all the work you've done on me.
Yeah.
You know, I get touched because I've felt everything you've done so much.
Yeah. So you must be an ambassador of that.
Yeah.
Isn't it? And not by going out as an ambassador, but just as you move now, you carry that light. You are that light. The light has been released in you, isn't it? The light is released in you. What you have found, I ask you, do you have to carry it home? No. You wear it home. Isn't it? You have to carry, you have to pay for an extra seat on the airplane. Wherever you go, that's you. You see?
Thank you so much.
And so the people should, they know your perfume. It's perfume. See, even if they never smelt it before, they think, but they know it. No? Just like you never did this exercise before, but as soon as I pointed, you knew it. You didn't study any answer, isn't it? Why? Because it's not something you have to study. You speak straightly from there.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I love you, I love you, I love you.
Love you. Thank you. Who's coming? You? You come? Okay. Okay. I spoke to you recently, isn't it? Okay.
And this time I know why I'm up here.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not about words. Can I take a few steps forward?
Oh, okay. Yes, yes. You did you took the invitation. You took the invitation as the what is taken a few steps. The what is has taken a few steps. Okay, tell me what's happening now. Speak to me something.
Maybe I just don't know how to use words from this place yet.
Which place is that?
This space. This absolute.
If it's the absolute, there's no you to speak about not knowing how to use words or not. You have to be zero, beyond the concept of zero. You take the darshan of zero. What does it mean? Not a person being zero. Who understand me? Thank you. This is good. You must be zero, meaning you're not coming from the person. The person is very crafty. He comes here, the person has some idea even about what is spiritual, what's not spiritual. You have to drop him completely. That seed is poisoned. You were before he was born. You are that which is before he was born. You must be the unborn. Now you're not just going to get that as an idea that feels nice in your head. You're going to have to sit in that and you're going to have to stew in that understanding. What did it mean? Before I was born. Is the birth that is speaking all these things? Is the afterbirth that is speaking all those things? But from the place of the unborn, what does that speak? And yet it is not dead. You see, if you understand the clue of what I'm speaking, you may speak as much as you like. You may speak as much as you like, and it will not be offensive. Even if you use words that appear to be offensive, they will have such sweet blessing in them, because the person is not in them.
You still want me to say something?
I don't mind. No.
The words you have quoted from Ramana Maharshi, that you cannot see God, because God is the seeing.
Yes. And yet in this seeing, everything seen is God.
Yes. Yes.
This is a kind of paradox that starts to happen. Probably don't make sense. It just harmonize. Sometimes a sage may answer a question. Sometimes not just answer the question, maybe answer a particular questioner more than the questioner's question. You follow? Because that's what needed to be addressed. Not merely the question, but the questioner itself is answered. When the questioner is answered also, that's a very unique expression, you see. It's like you cannot just transfer that every time you hear this question, you just simply transfer this question, because it may not be appropriate in another context. Such is the wisdom, it is always fresh, you see. It is not, you can't just staple one answer in another to the same question in another place. It may be totally different, maybe even very opposite in appearance, you see.
Yes, and that's very much what these words mean for me. That it's not about what to see, it's about the seeing. And it's confirming that any moment I decide where I'm looking from, even when I feel the pull of the identity, I'm totally free to even watch this pull from the place of God.
When you go to the place of God, there's no identity to be seen. There's no other in that way. It vanishes, you see. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good. Good. You come.
Hi, Mooji.
Hello.
I felt the urge to expose myself. The recognition of the self, I feel it's here, and at the same time there is a lot of conditioning.
Yes.
And when you say you want to address the people, for me, it's, when the recognition took place, it was like, how can there be so much conditioning still? And what now? Because if I'm here, it's for complete realization.
Yes.
All the way.
Yes. Yes. You have received a gift of seeing, where many people are trying to come to such a profound recognition through various techniques. But it is manifested like this for you today. And in looking like this, yes, you say, but, you know, how can one stabilize here? Because the force of conditioning is so strong, you know? So somehow it takes time to recognize the timeless, you see? It will take time to recognize timeless. Why I say this? Because this play of the historical self, which will keep on coming back, you know, about the concerns from the mind and so on, that still has a hold, not because it is true within itself, but because you are not yet through with it. It is not true within itself, no? But because the consciousness that is experiencing through the mode of the body-mind believes in the identity, has some love for it, has some attachment to it. And so for a while, it tends to go there because it's a familiar realm, familiar territory. But the impact of the seeing is also contributing to how things will unfold from now.
It feels more than a seeing, because I could say I am that.
Yes.
And for me, there's been moments of seeing before, and there were experiences. But some months ago, there was something that felt totally different. It felt like an awakening, and it felt like an embracing with the presence. And that is here, the presence, but still the condition is also here. I don't know if I'm deluded, so that's why I'm exposing myself.
You don't know if you are
deluded. That I recognize the self.
But today, what can you gauge what took place today as compared to merging in the presence? Is this greater or lesser than?
It's the same. It's being in the self.
Do you feel that you are merging in it, or that you are it? Which is more true?
That I'm it.
Yes. Nevertheless, the sense of a historical identity still has some contribution to the way that life is being experienced in this unit of consciousness, in this form, isn't it? And that will keep on coming up and bringing its stories, its attachments, its fears, its anxieties, okay? To whom will it be bringing it?
To the idea that I have of who I am.
Yes. So that idea you have had many ideas of who you are. Now you still have the most updated version, okay, of who you are. And that also, it must not go into another version. You see, it has been somehow evolving. It's almost like it's going up the food chain, okay, of its own run. But it must, at some point in the seeing, it must not keep on, the wheels cannot keep turning in that direction. Do you follow? Because it would mean that it is being supported by continued interest and identity. Whereas now you have been given the perfect chance. You see, you're in jail for 10 years, wanting to come free, and someone come, open the door, you know, just turn the lock, and the door is open. How long are you going to spend time watching the lock on the door? To see, is this really a trap? Or nobody's there, and the second door is open as well. You can see the sunshine from outside. Are you going to wait for somebody to say, you can come out? You say, you go to take a look. Because your nature is to be free. So you go out, you keep going out. As much as there's open space, you go out. You're discovering what you have discovered today. You see, your seeing of that is instant freedom. It isn't an evolutionary freedom. It's like an instant freedom, isn't it? An instant completeness. Am I off course? Yeah. So instant seeing, and yet at the same time, there is another kind of something that seems to need to deconstruct on the other side. Okay? Are you waiting? If you go to this side, it seems like, yes, I can see that, you know, this thing is still playing, still playing, still playing. How long will it play? Or is it slowing down? Because you have drunk the medicine of your own self. That must have something or not? Yeah. And this thing is going down. It's going down. It must be going. Can it be going up? Then it must mean you have wrong medicine then. Or maybe some things go up for a bit and then drop very big. Maybe like that. But if I see you now, I see you in 6 months. I see you in Pingo Dose or something. I says, hello, how are you doing? Yeah, Mooji. Oh, Mooji, I want to talk to you, you know, my head. And I said, what have you done with my 6 months? That 6 months belong to me now. What have you done? How have you spent it? You're in personhood again. I'm sorry, Mooji. So this is very unworthy then. Isn't it? So you have not valued. You have tied the celestial gem around your donkey. Who is your donkey, by the way? The mind, your donkey.
There is less conditioning than when I started, that's for sure.
Yes.
Much less. Yeah. But something says like, it has to be all the way. It has to be oneness.
Oneness, yeah. If the oneness is only as a concept, then, you know, like, then you might be, oh, yeah, it has to be complete. And you can waste a lot of time with this. But if you stay in the place, you see, of the oneness, maybe even that disappear as a concept of oneness. Isn't it? Then there's nobody to hold anything. But if you keep going as a tourist to oneness, you can book in for the weekend into the oneness hostel. You know? How long? Then you're back, you're swinging. You just stay there, and then you look for the person. And you go, where has anybody seen my person recently? I can't find him at all. You can't find him. Lost from memory even. When you search for the root of the person, you're not able to find one. In the whole places you go, where you used to hang out, the whole clubs, you're looking for this missing person. He's not the whole clubs, he's not there. In all the different X's, he's not there. All the different places you'd find, not there. So though this perceiving, this seeing, this recognition is instant, it is still somehow taking time for something to stabilize in it, or for something to die off. And nobody's giving you a sword to go and chop it up. You just have to keep being in love with that. You take care of everything. Yes, and it's not a hardship. This love, how can falling in love be a task? It's joy. See? Even contemplating yourself, it's a joy. Even looking at something which was a problem and really looking at it from the heart and coming out, it's a joy. It's a love. So what is this problem? Are we good? Yes. Thank you. I think we should take a break. No, it's 5:21. And on Sundays, who made the chai today? Bolanath made us very good chai. Very good chai. Maybe we should have a break. Normally, when we have Sunday satsangs, I try to I use some of the time to read some of the letters that come, and I enjoy to do that. Also, it's quite hot, and so we take a break. But I think someone's going to sing a song. Someone's going to sing a song. Ah, come! I want to hear this one as well too. I think it's the one I like. I like most of them. Ah, yeah. You're supposed to be leaving or something, and you sang this song. Is it the same one? Yeah, I like it. Oh, you joined as well too? Nice. Good. Ooh. Very hot, no? You felt that? It was good? You feel something? You got it, no? She got it.
Beloved Father, you've touched the deepest part of all, that which makes our knees weak, it makes our heads bow down to the floor. Your love is unconditional, your love is so incredible, so powerful, undismissible, unchangeable. You call us from within to escape the lion's grip. You bring us home with a song that comes from the Lord's lips. Living by your sword alone, killing anything that's false. Cut them up, get them out, feed them now to the dogs. Living by your guidance, your beautiful silence that comes from the heart when it's resting, abiding in the source, so vibrantly lighting. Feeding the thirst of those that are silently dying just for a glimpse or a grain of rice from the Lord's table. Looking for what's stable. Your home consumes many beings, sets them free from their own mental tornadoes.
You are my very own heart. You are my very own heart. You are.
Beloved Father, there's no words to describe that beautiful silence no one can see with fleshy eyes. No one can deny a fire is burning inside. It ignites even the darkest of nights. You completely demolish the light. The light that you shine brings life to what dies, brings life to the very source and burns up the lie. Your beautiful spirit protects us and keeps us alive. You don't even speak and still you can shut off all our minds. With the power, with the love that you saw from Papa G's eyes. No words in the human language can express that powerful light that brought you to your most beautiful demise, and now it's taking us and bringing us to that same surprise.
You are my very own heart. You are.
with the love that kills lies. Sadness and misery, confusion and history, illusion and mystery can never stay in the presence of the Lord's beautiful grace that empties you up and frees your soul from this prison and cave. Put my head at your feet and bring death to what needs to be expelled and released in me. Keep me in your arms till the death of me, please. You're the most holiest being that this heart has ever seen. It seems the devil is under me, waiting for an opportune moment, bringing feelings of sadness and hopelessness, emotions and loneliness, but I know that they stand no chance but one glance of the Master's eyes to shower me up with the greatest love alive.
You are my very own heart. You are. 'Cause you are my very own heart. You are. You are my very own heart. You are. 'Cause you are my very own heart. You are. 'Cause you are my very own heart. You are. You are my very own heart. You are.
Thank you. Very nice. Very good. Thank you. So good. My blessing would be that in those of you in whose heart this truth has revealed itself, that you will not go back to sleep. And take the greatest help that is available in the human kingdom, because it is grace that somehow has revealed this to you inside your heart. And go all the way home. Come all the way home. Come all the way home, because what else? Yes, more and more and more of the same old, same old. It is fine when seen with the true eyes. It is re-illumined in something beautiful, because you'll only be able to see the presence and the face of God in all that is manifest. But you have to have eyes of God to see the things of God. Don't waste time merely fantasizing in the human instrument. But make use of that opportunity to continue to deepen and to mature and to ripen. It is said, we want to taste the honey. We don't want to be the honey. This is human experience, you see. But the one who is awake is tasting the honey and is also the honey. And this is God's logic. The mind cannot know. You lose nothing of value by transcending the illusoriness and delusions of personal identity. It is the great delusion itself that makes you feel you cannot do without it. And yet greater still are you and he who lives in you. That such wisdom abides in you, such power, such amazing wisdom, to wake up even from the most cunning, the most deceitful, the most subtle of untruths, because yourself is greater than all. It's enough that I say this to you. I don't have to try to convince you. Your heart alone can do that. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think we will take a little break, and those of you who have to leave, and then blessed journey wherever you have to go. And for those of you who will like to come back and sit in half an hour or so, say 20 minutes. In 20, say how much time it should be? I don't know. 20 is good, in 20 minutes. And we can also, another aspect of satsang, same thing. You're welcome to come and join us. So please enjoy and see you. Thank you. Great addition.
Thank you so much.
So wonderful.
Love you, Guruji.
Love you, love you, love you. Love you. Good, good, good. Hello. Good, good. Hi. Oh, good, good, good. What happened?
Tombé.
Pardon. Thank you. That's good. Good, good, good. Thank you. Okay, that's good. Wonderful. Thank you, thank you. Look for you.
My father's.
Yes. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Wonderful to see you. Really you'll be here after. Take some time. We'd love to see you.